If you're watching this, it's because part of you may think that you want some help. There'll be a part of you that also is thinking you don't need the help, that you're clever enough, you're intelligent enough, you may own businesses, you may own nice cars, you may own nice houses, you may not. But there will be a part of you, no matter where you are in society, that thinks that I don't need help, I can control this and I can do it myself. You may have already tried that many times. I did try it many times. So this is my story, and this is how it went for me, and this is how I drowned it. So I started drinking normally when I was in my early 20s. Before that I had a young child, so I wasn't a big drinker. Into my 30s, I had gathered more children, married, lived in Queenstown, owned a casting company, worked in film and television for nearly 20 years. But I had anxiety. And 20 years ago, anxiety wasn't a big thing. The anxiety was something that I just thought I was not being able to control things, or I wasn't strong enough to be able to manage my lifestyle as it was. And so what I started doing was having more and more wine. So it went from a couple of glasses of wine to cut off at 8 o'clock at night to a bottle of wine, and it ended numerous years later, 2014, with 6 bottles of wine per day. So little by little, the anxiety grew because I was drinking more to cope with the anxiety. Again, I didn't know that alcohol causes anxiety. Alcohol's a depressant, so it was depressing me. I can't say I was ever a depressed person, but I was definitely suppressed. There was just many issues that surrounded me, but they were my issues, as these would be your issues and reasons why you may be watching this. Eventually I sought help because I was told one too many times, you're an alcoholic, you don't know when to stop, you use all these excuses, and I started to listen to what people were saying, and I truly believed within myself that was actually happening. So I sought help. They were well-meaning people, and help was for alcohol, how to stop it. Help wasn't for why I'd started it. So this continued over numerous years. I was sectioned under the Drug and Alcohol Act. I voluntarily sectioned myself after my father, who never asks anything of me, called one night and said to me, this would mean my birthdays, Christmas, Father's Day, rolled into one for the rest of my life if you will just say yes and do this. And how could you say no to that? By this stage my marriage had crumbled. I've been through another treatment. Again, it was treating alcohol, not the underlying issues. It was good, and I never put these places down, but it wasn't helping me. Maybe at this stage I still didn't want the help. Maybe at this stage I still thought I could control it. And to be honest, I think right up to the very last drink I had, I probably still thought I could control it. But by then it started to control me. My children stood by me for as long as what they could. My friends stood by me for as long as what they could. My family stood by me until little by little, as pieces of me fell off, they fell off. They had to. They had to protect themselves. It wasn't because I was a bad person. I didn't know this. I thought I was a bad person. It was because I was an incredibly unwell person with a disease called substance use disorder, and I just needed really good help to get well. The core of me was gone. I felt worthless. I felt that I had no self-respect. I felt that my desire to be any better than what I was now was gone because I didn't know how to be any better. Alcohol literally enabled me to breathe. And by this stage I was dependent on it. Well and truly dependent on it. It was 10 years of it. I could not get up in the morning without having a glass of wine. I could not in the end get up out of bed without a bottle of wine by my bed. Now I use wine, of course, talking about this, but we're talking about substances of any kind. And for me it was wine. But all substances hijack your brain and cause what is called substance use disorder. Layman's terms, it's called addiction. Eventually, everything was gone. Nothing was left. I had money, so I had a back door, but I had nothing else. And one of the very few friends that I had left that I hadn't abused or poured my sorrow onto and blackened their life as I was blackening mine, phoned and said to me, "You need to get help, and I think I know where to find it." So I took the chance and I phoned this person, and the words I heard then changed my life completely. It was only words, but what it gave me was hope that no longer existed in my life. It gave me hope that maybe I'm worthy of change, maybe I can do this. And all her words was, "Just get here and we will take care of everything else." And so I did. And that was the beginning of the end.